Hello everyone, my name is Laura Sofia Vélez Millán and I'm going to talk about Colombia and South Africa cultural comparison. South Africa culture is considered one of the most diverse in the world thanks to a mix of culture from different regions that make up the country's beautiful identity. It has 11 official languages as a result of its great ethnic diversity and the large number of immigrants. The 11 official languages of South Africa are Afrikaans, English, Zulu, Xhosa, Swati, Pedi, Tsonga, Benda, Swana, Ndebele, and Sotho. Something important to know is that according to an article in World Atlas, other foreign languages, mainly English, are gradually replacing the native language. However, English plays a special role in the country because acts as a bridge between different communities, connecting people from diverse cultural backgrounds. On the other hand, Colombia is also a diverse country with 70 native languages, of which, according to the digital magazine ONIC, 65 are indigenous languages and 2 are Creole languages, which are Palenquero from San Basilio and Creole from San Andrés y Providencia. The other languages are Romani from the Rom people, Colombia Sign Language, and Spanish. Both countries have diverse traditions and customs, some of which can change depending on ethnicity and region. Colombia, for example, celebrates different carnivals in different cities across this country, such as the Carnaval de Barranquilla, la Feria de las Flores, and the Festival de Negros y Blancos in Pasto, Nariño. Each of their events commemorates its own traditions and tells part of our history. Food and music are also part of our culture, with each region having its own musical genre that accompanies us every day, providing warmth and history throughout the music and food. In addition, typical food can also vary depending on the region. For example, the Pacific region is characterized by fish and coconut rice in its most renowned dishes, while the Andean region is characterized by use of pork, tamales, and well-known sancocho. In this way, each region has its own customs and typical foods with a great variety throughout the country. In South Africa, something similar happens. Traditions may change depending on the region and ethnic group, and this has a significant impact on cultural identity. For example, the Zulu and Xhosa communities maintain a rich tradition of music, dance, and ancestral ceremonies. Afrikaner communities are known for their festivals, cuisines, and storytelling, as well as the Cape Town Minstrel Carnival, which is held in Cape Town to celebrate their roots in the history of slavery and emancipation. Despite this diversity, some customs unite the entire country, such as the braai, a traditional barbecue, and Heritage Day, which celebrate cultural diversity. Concerning values in South Africa, one of the most important values is Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. It reflects solidarity, humanity, and the idea that people exist through their connection with others. Another key value is respect for diversity. The country has a large number of cultural groups, and as I mentioned before, 11 official languages. After apartheid, which can mean apartness, and was a system of racial segregation imposed by white supremacy, reconciliation and tolerance also became central elements of South African identity. At the same time, they greatly value family connection and respect for elders. And in Colombia, there is something similar, which is that it's that very common to value family ties and relationships between relatives. Colombia is also a country known for its hospitality and warmth in welcoming others. And here another value comes into place, which is happiness. And celebration, music, and holidays are greatly appreciated and are essential in everyday life. Something important and which may depend from person to person is that religion, especially Catholic traditions, also play an important role in shaping values and cultural identity, which is something that is inculcated in children from an early age. In Colombia, greetings are usually warm and friendly. People often change hands, hug, or kiss each other on the cheek. In addition, family roles are also respect, and respect for parents and elders is fundamental. Social life is always cheerful and welcoming, and it's common to hear music everywhere. In Colombia, we value courtesy and kindness, which can be seen in every conversation and interaction, even in the simplest act, like going to a small neighborhood store. Social struggles are also part of everyday life. Violence is something we have had to live with in the country, and it should be emphasized that communities have also organized around peace building, workers' rights, and the defense of social justice. These struggles highlight the resilience and collective desire for change in the social injustice we are still experiencing today, which is also reflected in our cultural identity. In South Africa, social norms can be different in each community. Greetings, for example, can include a handshake in formal situation, a hug between friends, or specific cultural gestures in ethnic groups. There's also a lot of respect for elders and community leaders, similar to Colombia. Social norms are deeply marked by country's history, and in addition to everyday practice such as multilingual communication, the country has a strong tradition of social activism. The struggle against apartheid built values of justice, reconciliation, and equality. These struggles continue today in movements that promote human rights and inclusions. South Africa and Colombia share cultural enrichment, strong family values, and traditions orient toward ethnic groups and communities. One similar is that South Africa, in addition to its 11 official languages, has at least 35 spoken languages, while Colombia is predominantly Spanish speaking with indigenous and Creole languages and has 70 different languages. Also, music and social struggles play a fundamental role in shaping the identity and values of both nations. In conclusion, from this comparison, I learned that both South Africa and Colombia use cultural values and traditions as a way to strengthen identity and unity despite their difference. This is important because it shows how societies can embrace diversity and resilience to face social challenges. Um, Understanding these similarities and differences also helps us appreciate how cultural identity shapes the way people connect, reconcile, and move forward as communities. Thank you so much.